He is as guilty as the shooters because he hates us.
Just some of the thoughts in El Paso today. There's tension in the air as the president is visiting the city as the community tries to heal after this weekend's deadly shooting. I'm Doug Dunbar. We do appreciate you joining us at 5 o'clock. We're going to get underway in El Paso where there are protesters, but there are also supporters. They have all come together for the president's visit this afternoon. He is scheduled to meet with survivors and first responders. Our Ken Molestina live in El Paso this afternoon with the latest on how the city is feeling about the visit today. Ken?
Well, as you know, Doug, the president is here right now. He is visiting with victims, with survivors of the shooting. Over here at the site of the memorial, you can see people are still here. They have a PA going. There's been a lot of prayer here today, but also a lot of tension. There have been clashes that have broken out here between those who wanted the president here in El Paso and those who did not want him to come. The president's plane touched down here in El Paso just before 3:30 El Paso time. His visit is only slated for about 2.5 hours. President Trump will be meeting, once again, he's meeting with survivors, victims, and first responders, and he will not visit the memorial site, we're being told. As the president continues his visit here, many people continue to pour out to the memorial site. They're showing their emotions, and those emotions have spiked today, as all of it refers to the criticism of the president and whether he is welcome here in El Paso or not.
He doesn't understand what kind of an insult it is for him to come down here and offer things that most of us know are not going to come true.
And so for him to show up and show his support to the people that are in the hospitals, the first responders, there's nothing wrong with that.
And the president did arrive about 30 minutes behind schedule. He is scheduled to leave here at 4:30 El Paso time. That would be 5:30 DFW Central Time. Of course, Doug, it's important to point out that some of the tension here is not just in sort of what the people are saying here on the streets, but also you can tell that there is an increased police presence throughout the entire city. There have been air patrols over and even police in riot gear in several parts of the city where the presidential motorcade has gone through. But again, a lot of tension still here as the president is expected to leave here in just a little bit. Doug, back to you.
Yeah, and the increased presence would make a lot of sense, obviously, with the president of the nation in town. Ken Molestina, thank you. So crowds on both sides have been gathering throughout the day. We checked in last hour with Andrea Lucia. She's live across town in El Paso. Andrea, last we talked to you, the crowds had been separated for a time, meaning pro-president and anti-presidential visit. But when we talked to you last, they had actually come together. How have things been since then?
We're still seeing some clashes out here, Doug. There's been times where it almost came to blows. If you take a look over here, you can see both groups side by side, very different signs that they are holding. This is taking place outside University Medical Center. That is one of the stops that President Trump made during his visit here. It is a hospital that treated 15 victims from Saturday's shooting. Earlier in the day, there was a rally down the street from here with several hundred people in attendance. It was meant as a memorial for the victims, but also it was intended to send a message that Trump is not welcome here. In the meantime, there was a smaller group of Trump supporters gathering here near the hospital, hoping to get a look at him. They had a large banner that said, "Welcome." As time went by, the rally ended. Some of the people from the rally came down, and that's how both groups ended up here, sharing essentially the same sidewalk space, the same street space. We have El Paso police out here. Let me see if I can get my photographer to swing over there. Can you show us the police that are lining up over there? They have been here in riot gear. They're trying to keep people on the sidewalk, but haven't been very successful. They have sort of expanded the space that they have been occupying, and they have been there with shields, with batons, and trying to keep the peace out here. But as you saw, we've got both sides very heated, and they're keeping a close watch to make sure that things remain peaceful. But there have been times when it did seem like people were going to start throwing punches. Fortunately, that didn't end up happening.
Let's be thankful it hasn't happened. And for anybody who may have seen a sign, by the way, in there that had a pretty nasty word on it, our apologies, and our photographer got off that as quickly as possible.